Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's December 4th, 2025. Giving you an update on the incoming storm on Friday. I missed my morning briefing yesterday, had a late night in Boise on an emo show, but we're looking at the mid level water vapor. We got a bunch of moisture coming in from Hawaii, moist moisture heading into our area with some northwest flow. So, what that means is we're going to have an atmospheric river event that is looking the B. So, we're going to have a pretty long duration, about close to 72 hours, moderate strength, which is pretty good. And it's going to be hitting the coastline as an AR4 forecasted right now. So, looking at the HRRR model, we'll see moisture start to stream in later today into tonight. We'll have some mostly it hitting the Boise Mountains first, and it's not going to make its way over to the Sawtooth and Western Smokies until about tomorrow afternoon. You can see it's just the whole western side of the Central Mountains are just getting tons of moisture. And towards the end of this, you'll start to see it play into the Central Mountains with some pretty big areas, pretty big rates, I should say. Like Moores Creek is definitely going to be getting some good moisture out of the leading into Friday. Let's look at some of the storm totals. So we'll start out at Moores Creek. Moores Creek about 12 to 18 inches. Bogus Basin, it looks like you are going to be 4 to 6 inches in that zone, depending on the snow line. And then the Sawtooths are going to get hammered with about 1.5 feet of snow, as well as the white clouds, and then less as you work to the southeast. As this is northwest flow, it's going to be hitting all the northern mountains harder. Looking at the day to day, this is for today, just kind of some scattered flurries, and then picking up a little bit tonight with the Sawtooth, Trinity, Moores Creek, Moores Creek again in Trinity. These are just going to be the real wet spots in the Sawtooth once it hits that upper elevation, those upper elevation mountains, and the orographics create a little bit more localized snow there. So that's Friday morning into Friday evening are going to be kind of the bulk of the punch of moisture, and then start to trickle out Saturday morning into Saturday. Looking around at the MBM forecast for Williams Peak, this one's looking pretty wet. 1.4 inches about, and about 18 inches of snow. That's going to be really good. You can see the amounts are really going to be coming down Friday morning all the way into Friday evening at 10 o'clock. So Friday is going to be hammering in the Sawtooths. And then if we look ahead, you can see this next storm system. That was the second AR. That's going to be coming through the night, probably the 10th and 11th. For us, it's usually delayed by a day from Monday through Wednesday. So lots of moisture coming in. And the snow levels with this first storm are going to be around the valley floor for the Woodruff Valley and the Sawtooths. Colin, I think it was like 6,300 feet for the Woodruff Valley and 6,700 feet for the Sawtooths. This is looking close to Moores Creek. The elevation changes a little bit different. There'll be snow up at Moores Creek, but 3/4 of an inch falling there. Looking at Titus, about the same, about 7/10 of an inch and 8 inches of snow. By next week, looking at close, just below 2 feet of snow. Hyman's not going to be getting as much in the Pioneers. just a couple tenths out of this first storm, and then a little bit more after that, but really kind of missing out with that northwest flow. Bogus Basin, I did pull it Bogus. So yeah, with this first storm system, a lot of water, 1.6 inches of water, 7 inches of snow. I'm not doing that ratio off the top of my head real quick, but it's gonna be pretty wet and heavy snow. Great for building that base at Bogus Basin. And then Haley, not just picking up a couple tenths of an inch. Let me see if I pull up Baldy real quick for us. Now that the mountain's open, really not getting much out of the storm. Gonna be a fat, heavy inch of snow. But next week's looking promising. If that snow line drifts down a little bit in elevation, picking up about an inch of water with that next storm system. So lots of moisture coming in. I'll give another update tomorrow ahead of the storm.